Hello there, welcome back. This is your light in darkness, and I'm back again with another update and another beautiful reading for all of you once again. Today's update is about what's happening at your counterpart's end and what exactly they're doing about your connection and about their own life at the moment, okay? There had been an issue with external influence, which I see had been a problem for a lot of you for quite some time. People had been interfering within your connection, within your relationship, within your marriage on purpose. People had been trying to brainwash your counterpart into believing that you're not a best fit, you're not a suitable match for them, that your entrance, your presence, your involvement in the family is going to bring wreck and misfortune and bad luck and things of all of that sort. People had been giving their own narrow-minded judgments, opinions and remarks which are nothing but their own delusions, their own fears, doubts, apprehensions and dilemmas. A lot of people had been trying to block your union on purpose. A lot of people had been trying to create problems for you on purpose. A lot of people here are threatened by you, your presence and whatever that you have. People are not feeling secure. People are not feeling confident around you or around your connection because of your connection. That's why I'm seeing a lot of people are coming in or had been coming in to create troubles for you, create problems for you and upheaval for you. But now I see it all lifting up. In the past, your counterpart might have allowed these people to say whatever came in their mind. In the past, your counterpart might have got influenced by all of these judgments, these remarks and these opinions of theirs. But now I see it all changing. Now I see them evolving and growing on their own. They're walking away from these people. They are distancing themselves from these people. They are not listening to them as they used to. They are not giving them the attention, the priority and the place they'd been giving them all throughout this time. I see it all changing now for everyone's highest good. Maybe in the past your person didn't question their thinking, their mindset or their stance, their position, the situation. Now they are doing that. Now I see them doing that for everyone's highest good. They're realizing that they've given people too much of power over them. They are realizing that they haven't created strict boundaries. They haven't maintained strict boundaries. That's why these people are stepping over you, over your connection and over them as well. They had been doing that for quite some time. This is what I see your counterpart is realizing and reflecting over at the moment. Somewhere they are taking time out and away to put a break on all these things, on all these discussions, unnecessary ones and all these suggestions they come up with. They're trying to limit their contact and their interaction with these people. They're trying to stay away from them. They're trying to maintain or create healthy distance. However, I'm seeing that some of these people are shameless and stubborn. They keep on coming back. They keep on saying whatever comes in their mind. They keep on looking down on you. They keep on trying to control the situation and giving their opinions, which are nothing, as I said, but just their own delusions, illusions, fears, doubts, and their hate disguised as fake care for your counterpart. They're hateful towards you, they're envious towards you, they're jealous of your connection and of you. They're jealous about everything that you have. They're jealous of your bond with your counterpart. They try to hide it, but most of the times it's visible on their face. And I see that your counterpart is starting to see that. I see them putting an end to all these unnecessary interactions, discussions and conversations. In some of the situations and cases, they may have said something to these people which kind of brought an ending a painful one. They may have had an argument or conflict of some sort. A lot of your counterparts are sad because they're realizing that it's all their mistake. They are the one to be blamed for everything that happened here. They gave these people the power they didn't deserve to have. They allowed these people to raise their fingers on you. They allowed these people to play with their mind and with their heart. They allowed these people to put you in a tough spot. They allowed these people to trouble you, to undermine you and upset you. They gave these people the place, position and attention they didn't deserve to have, none of them. That's what I see them realizing here and repenting over. They're saddened over this. They're upset, they're heartbroken, and they're sorrowful. Some of them may have even shed some tears over it because now they see what kind of damage they've created, what kind of a rift it created between you and your counterpart. A lot of you are walking away, a lot of you are distancing yourself from your counterpart because you can only tolerate enough. You've had enough of all this nonsense, of all this drama, and this negativity they had been attacking you with. You're done with it. You're fed up. Now your counterpart is seeing that and they are stressed about it. They're panicking over it. They're fearful that you may not look back at them after what they've done and after what they've put you through. They chose these people, they were sitting with these people, they were hanging out with these people, they were wandering around with these people and so much more. They're realizing that it might have hurt you. It might have caused you a lot of trouble. It was disrespectful towards you. That's what I see them realizing here. And that's why they're walking away. That's why they're cutting ties with these people. That's why they're repenting. Because now their own ego is dying. In the past, these people were using their own ego, their own pride, their own prejudices against you and against them. They were hitting two birds by one stone here. It's not like they had any great intentions for your counterpart either. No. All they wanted was control. All they wanted was to separate you two. All they wanted was to create this rift between you. All they wanted was for you to experience a heartbreaking outcome or situation. All they wanted was to make you experience hurt and pain. They think that they got away with it. They have those sort of assumptions. However, I'm seeing death for these people here and torment of all sorts as their karma. There's destruction taking place here. It's not like after what they've done, they'll be able to live happily, peacefully, and joyfully. No, that's not going to happen. They've spread this poison, this negativity, and this darkness in your life for which they'll have to pay for as long as needed or for as long as they're alive. That's what's going to happen. But here I see that at least your person is starting to see that. They're starting to realize that it was their mistake. They shouldn't have allowed these people to get in their head. They shouldn't have allowed these people to influence them so much and so negatively, so destructively. They taught them so many terrible things. No one should learn. No one should even realize that something as such exists, something as such happens, something as such one can do to another person. They had been doing all of that. Under these people's influence, because of their suggestions and advices, they became extremely conceited, haughty, classist in some of the situations and cases, and stubborn, egoist. They had been prioritizing their own ego and pride above anything and everything, above anyone and everyone. They stopped caring about people's emotions, feelings, and their position. They started looking down on everyone because of these people under their influence. Now they are realizing what sort of a blunder or a sin it was. I see them healing here. I see them going within and looking for answers, looking for light. They're coming out of that darkness. They're coming out of that dark phase. They're coming out of that influence these people had on them. They're unlearning a lot of things. They're questioning a lot of things. In some of the situations and cases, They're straight away rejecting these people on their face. They're rejecting anything and everything they're coming up with, whether it be offers, opportunities, or just suggestions. I see them rejecting it all. And at the same time, a lot of them are declaring, announcing, and clarifying that they won't listen to anything they have to say about you or about your connection if it is of a negative nature. Now they're starting to see that these people had been nothing but a nuisance in the process within your connection. They had been nothing but haters and jealous individuals. They had been nothing but naysayers and problem creators, conflict creators, troublemakers. That's all. They never had any great, good, positive intention towards you or your counterpart. All they cared about was having and gaining control in the situation. All they wanted was dominion or whatever they were getting from your counterpart, be it money, attention, opportunities, time, or whatever it was. They just cared about those material benefits they were getting. They only wanted that, and they wanted your counterpart to turn as someone like they already are. Materialist, egoist, maniacs, cynical individuals, insolent beings, delinquent beings who doesn't respect anyone and thinks that it's cool, it's something to be proud about, someone selfish, self-centered, a narcissist, maybe a psychopath, someone who enjoys causing suffering and pain to others. I see it all changing here. That's what's surprising everyone, even these people. They're witnessing it. They're observing your counterpart like a hawk. They might even be keeping tabs on you. Just know that I see stalking here. I see stalkers here as well. More than that, I see gossip-loving people, conflict-loving people who had been coming in from time to time to create conflict, chaos, and rift between you and your counterpart, to elongate your separation, to make them as hopeless as they can about you and your connection. That's what they had been doing. But now, it's all changing. Now your counterpart is taking all that power away from them. They had been giving them all freely. They're not really happy about that. They're not really grateful about that. They're not really showing any positive feelings. So instead, I see them acting bitter, acting rageful and furious. However, your counterpart is not giving them any attention anymore. Now they're starting to move forward. Now they're starting to learn better and do better. Now they are changing for good, want to change for good, and are repenting. They're clearing themselves from within. They're clearing their life. I see them decluttering both their mind and their heart as well as their life. I see them creating boundaries, putting people in their place, and just letting people know that enough is enough. And one needs to know their place, their position, and their limits. It's because they had been way too generous with these people. It's because they had been way too kind, loving, and caregiving. These people stopped paying attention to the details and to the drama they had been creating. They started enjoying causing you suffering. They started enjoying creating these conflicting situations for you. They started enjoying looking down on you. Now your counterpart is trying to make them mindful about it. Now your counterpart is creating situations where these people have to think twice before they say anything or do anything. As I see them standing there as a guard, they're guarding themselves as well as your connection or you in some situations and cases. More than that, I see them feeling this deep regret, sadness and sorrow and upset about whatever happened, about your difficulties, the difficulties you experienced, about your turmoil, your struggles, your pain and everything. Now they're starting to connect with you on a deeper level. Now they're starting to put themselves in your shoes and feel what you might have felt because of their actions, their decisions and choices. That's why I see them changing here. So worry not about these little issues or difficulties or obstacles. These people are going to realize that now they don't have any more power left in the situation, or they won't get any power over your counterpart or over their decision making. Some of them are going to stop doing it on their own, while others may keep up, as I see that there are some shameless people here as well. But you don't have to worry about that at all. In the end, everything is going to fall in its place and you will get what's rightfully meant for you. The good news is your counterpart is already changing, creating and drawing boundaries, letting these people know that it's enough, it's time to stop and mind their own business. That's what I see is happening here, okay? Some of these people are still going to try to upset you, to undermine you, to insult you, or to make you feel powerless in the situation, but they'll fail. That's what I'm seeing here. You personally don't have to do anything about the situation. It's something your counterpart has to learn, how to respect themselves, their own personal relationships and connections, and their people. If they're going to choose you, or if it's something that's meant to be, then they're the ones who need to learn what's right and what's wrong. They are the ones who need to learn discernment and practice it. They are the ones who need to realize that they cannot put their significant other in difficult, tough spots like this, in problematic situations like these, around these problematic people. Either they've got to cut ties with these sort of people or let them know that they can't mess up. That's what I see is going on here, okay? So this was your update for today. I'll be back sooner than later. Till then, take care of yourself and your loved ones. Bye-bye.